Alright, welcome back sports fans. That was a phenomenal game here, guys, that we saw last played here by the New Orleans Saints and the New England Patriots. Now, guys, I actually will be inviting you guys for this. This is actually a first episode here of basically simulations here, guys. I wanted to get a video out just so I could show you guys how, History Maker Baseball, second season, a lot of these guys have these, great features that no one really shows a lot of times, but I want to show you just kind of a cool thing that that Keith has created for this game, and for these games I really should say. And what it is actually an instant results chart. Okay, so what you actually have is it's a results chart that you have here that allows you to see the teams, and then they kind of break it down by the win index right next to them, and then whoever's the home team, you take their win index, and whoever the visiting team, they're going to go over there, and then that dice roll there, you're going to use that, and you roll both dice, and then if it's within the home team's range, it's a win for them. If it's not, then the home team loses. Oh, and of course, if it's tie, or if it's something like, you roll something, if for instance you roll a number that's the same essentially for, so like if it's like 46, and you roll 46 exactly, then it's an overtime, right? So you go to overtime, and then you have to roll it, that kind of thing. But either way, it's a very easy way of simulating a season if you are trying to do that. Or for instance, myself, when I have, let's see here, it looks like I have 16 games I have to simulate. And second season football, as you guys have seen, it takes a little bit of time. But what you can do for games that are maybe not something that people want to watch as much. For instance, let's look at the first one here. Steelers versus Cardinals. Great game. Unfortunately, I don't really have the same desire. Or I don't have the desire to play that game, and I want to see whoever wins go to the second round so I can play against the Redskins. I do have the desire for that. So let's get to there. I want to go through these simulations. That way we can get through this all-time series real easily and get to the championship real fast, because there are a lot of videos I want to do, and I don't want to get bogged down in just playing the minutia of games like Rams versus Chargers. It's kind of a game that I haven't heard a lot of people wanting to see played. Now, there are two games that I will save here in this first round that we will play out, okay? The first game, of course, is going to be the next game, which is actually the all-time Oakland Raiders versus the Atlanta Falcons. I know two people want to watch that, and it's definitely something they want to see played. So I can absolutely do that. Second one I want to do is actually the Dallas Cowboys versus the Baltimore Ravens. I want to see both those teams. I want to see a great defense versus a great offense. Those are the two games I want to see played out, and we will be doing that. First, starting with the Falcons versus Raiders game. That'll be the next night's video, so you guys can watch that. So, looking at Pittsburgh Steelers versus Cardinals, what I'm going to do, and this is the chart that I'm using, you guys can see this here. Hopefully you can. If you can't, I apologize, but it was worth a try, right? But I'm going to roll the two dice. Now, as we know, of course, offense is black, defense is white. We're going to read the black one first, then white die second. We're going to look for the home team, which is Pittsburgh Steelers. They're the highest. They're the highest seed there. They're the number one seed in our conference or our championship. They're a C rating, okay? So a C rating is going to be up against a Arizona Cardinal team who is an E rating. So a C, home team, versus an E is going to be 11 to 45, okay? So 11 to 45 means that if it rolls within that time, Pittsburgh Steelers win the game. Let's roll it and see who wins. So it's a 52, guys. So 52, which means the Pittsburgh Steelers got overtaken by the Arizona Cardinals. That's outside of the realm there. So we can actually click this button here, and it should work this way. We can select the winner. If I play the game, I can add the actual score. And then now, the Arizona Cardinals have advanced to the area there. I don't need to actually add a score there, but I should, I suppose, add a, let's see here, 0, and we'll do 1. Why not? Let's do that. I don't really mind, don't really care about the scores too much, right? Only the scores we actually play are the important part. So let's go back down here. So now you'll see the Arizona Cardinals have now advanced, and we're playing against the Washington Redskins. Now, if nobody wants to watch that game, or they just want to see that, I can absolutely simulate that game, and we can keep going. But let's get on to the next game, which will be the New York Giants versus the Seahawks. Now, I've had an idea to do is actually change this one. I might actually do this here. I might actually change, or if I could, let me see if I can. I don't think I can here. No, I can't change the game. I unfortunately cannot change the placement of the Rams here. I was going to change the Rams from the 9th place to a little bit further down, but we're going to see the Seahawks versus the Giants. And the Seahawks, so the Giants are home because they're the 8th seed there. So the New York Giants is the NFC, right? Yep, NFC, right? So that's B. So they're a B rating. And the Seahawks, Seattle, is a C rating. So a B versus C, 11-44. So 11-44, and the Giants win. So let's roll the dice, see what it says. This, guys, my friends, is a very strange little occurrence here. So 65. So that's 2 times that we've actually seen the underdogs win, which is fantastic. I like seeing this. And also because the Seahawks are also the expansion team, so that gives us an opportunity to see a new card set from a lot of people's older card set. So we'll do 1, we'll do 0. So there's 2 games already set up. That's how easy it is. So if you guys are trying to play through, for instance, like a 82 or 1991 season set, and you guys want to just get through a whole season for a team, you could do that. You could absolutely do this real quick, and it'll simulate the games pretty well, really. So to the winner, that's going to happen. Rams versus Chargers. Let's get to this one here, guys. So Rams are first here, or the higher seed, and the excuse me, Los Angeles Rams here are a C rating versus the Chargers, San Diego, which are a C rating as well. So it's going to be a C versus C. So it's 11-43. Excuse me. All right, let's roll the dice here. So see if the Rams will win. So a 56, guys. These are big overtakes here, guys. I can't really make this up, really. So a 56 at this point here, guys, means that the Rams are going to lose to the Chargers. Again, I like the idea. I've already played with the Rams before, so I like to see the oh, I apologize. I didn't put the winner in there. And the Chargers won. So the Chargers have won there, went to San Diego, and have won the Battle of California. Okay, so Packers versus Texans. Let's go right to that one here, guys. So the Green Bay Packers are the better team. So Green Bay is an A rating, right? Okay. And so that being said, and who is it? The Houston Texans are E rating, so 11-51. That means that the Packers are going to win, so 11-51. So let's see how this one works out here. Roll the dice. So the Packers could win this one. So a 14. So that means the Packers are going to easily win. They step by the Houston Texans. No problem at all. Packers win there. And if you're a fan of these teams, you're absolutely probably rooting for their teams to continue here. And if you're a Cowboy fan, you're probably cheering that the Packers won against the Texans. So with that said, Broncos versus Jaguars. Not really a game I'm expecting people to want to watch, right? I like the idea of playing with 2 teams like this, but I don't really want to play 4 hours or 3-hour game with 2 teams. I'm not really married to the Jaguars, right? I don't really like them too much, but Jacksonville here is a D, right? And the Broncos are a home team, and the Broncos Denver is an B team, so a B versus a D team. So 11-45. So 11-45 means that the Broncos will win the game. And a 35, well, that's absolutely true. So that means that the Broncos have beaten the Jacksonville Jaguars. So let's see, the Broncos have won 1-0. I always like to put those in there, just kind of placeholders to allow me to go through with this. And that, my friends, will be the Denver Broncos advancing past. Let's go to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Carolina Panthers. Okay, so Philadelphia Eagles are the home team. So Philadelphia versus Carolina. So 2 C teams, right? And that'll be 11-43 for the Eagles to win. All right, let's see how this one plays out. 16. So that means, my friends, that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be facing off against the Denver Broncos in the second round. I absolutely like that matchup. That should be a fun one. It would have been cool, of course, to see Carolina Panthers versus the Denver Broncos, but nonetheless, that's not a problem at all. But the San Francisco 49ers, that's my team, versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they're first, the San Francisco are, so that's easily an A team, of course. And then Tampa Bay is an E team, so an A versus E is 11-51. So let's see how this one plays out here for the 49ers here. And the 63, my friends. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have gone in and beaten the all-time San Francisco 49ers. What an upset, folks. That is absolutely insane. Warren Sapp McFarland probably got in there and did some great plays there for him. So we're going to play against the Ravens and Cowboys, so we'll play that one. We're not going to play the Colts and Bengals. So this second round looks to be a pretty good one here, as we're going to see the Colts, who are Indiana. Let's see here on this list. All right, so Indiana is, let's see here, a C rating, and then Cincinnati is a D rating. So a C versus a D is 11-44. So let's see if Indianapolis will pass on here. So 11-44, 32. So that's going to be Indianapolis staying forward here. So they're going to get to the second round here versus, or I guess beating against the Cincinnati Bengals. So now we can look at the next game, which will be Kansas City. So I'll move this up just a little bit so you guys can see this here. So Kansas City Chiefs versus Detroit Lions. They're going to be playing against whoever wins this one against Indianapolis Colts, right? So let's look at this first. So Chiefs versus Lions. So Kansas City is the home team there. So Kansas City has a C rating, and then a Lions, Detroit, C versus a D rating. So a C versus D rating is going to be 11-44. And let's see how Kansas City, if they win or not. 41. So nope, that won't be a game winning, or that won't be a loss there by Kansas City. So they're going to be ones facing off against Kansas City Chiefs will against the Detroit or the Indianapolis Colts. So see how this kind of plays out? It's pretty quick. It's pretty simple. I do recommend, if you're going to do this, absolutely do it with a season set or something that has more games, because if just one game, you'll get a lot of these variables, right? You'll get a lot of these variables that have, like, Tampa Bay Buccaneers beating the San Francisco 49ers, a game that really should just be in the bag. Or, for instance, Arizona Cardinals playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, right, beating them. You'll get a lot of those guys. So just remember, I always like to say this, remember, if you're going to do a simulation, try to make it worth your time. And if you're going to do this, then, of course, just make sure that you really want to, because you're going to miss out on a lot of these games that could be really good. But nonetheless, we're going to do the last one, which is the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. So let's see how this one works out here. So Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins here. So the Bills are the first team here, so that'll be a D versus Miami, which is an A team. I'm not really sure why Miami is an A team. Yes, they are a big-time champion. You know what? It doesn't matter. So the home team will be Buffalo, which, of course, has a, let's see here, has a D rating. So a D versus an A team. So they have a home team of 11-36. So this is a good thing to show you guys. So the home team is 11-36 for Buffalo to win, and 61. So that means, of course, that the Miami Dolphins will win this game. So the Miami Dolphins have won it here, and they will advance. Say no to OJ. The juice is not loose, of course. And absolutely, here is your setup for the round number 2. Now you guys can see we have 2 games we can play here. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Oakland Raiders versus the Atlanta Falcons. That game will be next, and then we will finish off with the Baltimore Ravens. Now, depending on how much I want to play, right? How much I really want to see certain teams, I want you guys to pause the video here. Look at these round 2, okay? Now, in round 2, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? There's half of 16. I want you to check and see which games. There's 4 games I will play, and there's 4 that I won't, right? I want you guys to tell me which game you do not want me to play, right? Comment down below. Absolutely, comment down below 4 games you just don't really care about, and I will add them up, right? And then we'll figure out which games we're going to simulate, and then we'll add those guys to the next round, and then which games we're going to play and have them videotaped. All of the reason of this course, guys, is that if I'm doing 4 videos, it usually takes me about a video a night or so, just because, of course, of just time, essence of it. That means if I have 8 games, and then I have 4 games here, so that's 12, and then 2 over here, so that's 16, and then 17. Goodness gracious, guys, 17 times 4. That is way too much, really, right? That's insane. That's like a whole month's worth of games every day, right? I would like to be able to try and see if I can make games that you guys want to watch, and also make sure that I can get games that that aren't really watchable. We'll cut those out so that we can get them and show you guys the simulation of the game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Of course, again, this is right here. So please pause and check and see which one you don't want to watch. First and foremost, it's Arizona Cardinals versus the Washington Redskins, Seattle Seahawks versus the San Diego Chargers, Green Bay Packers versus the Tennessee Titans, Denver Broncos versus the Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus either the Ravens or Cowboys, Indianapolis Colts versus the Kansas City Chiefs, Raiders Falcons, or one of those teams versus the Miami Dolphins, New Orleans Saints, and the Chicago Bears. So you let me know, guys, down below what 4 teams you do not want to watch down below, okay? Again, guys, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit. I hope you guys, of course, enjoyed these all-time franchise sets here. Just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek of how you can simulate the games and how you can kind of keep your project that you're doing fresh and exciting. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next time. Smash that like button. And again, 4 teams you don't want to see, of course, those games, or 4 games you don't want to see, down below in the comment section. I'll see you guys next time when we watch the Atlanta Falcons here. As you guys can see, I already have the cards all set up with I'm going to go with Michael Vick. I am absolutely all for Michael Vick being the quarterback. Gerald Riggs, Roddy White, Julio Jones. Not to of course to forget there that they had, of course, Algie Crumpler. Some really great players like Michael Turner against the Oakland Raiders. I think they're going to be led by Ken Stabler. I really like Rich Gannon. He's a fantastic quarterback. But Ken Stabler really just kind of personifies the Oakland Raider way with Marcus Allen at running back. And, of course, you have Biletnikoff, fantastic player, just really did really well. Tim Brown, Cliff Branch. Unfortunately, you couldn't put what's his name, Jerry Rice in here because he was already on the 49er team. But you have some great players there. And absolutely, of course, great coaching. So hopefully we'll see some great players. And don't forget, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Sebastian Janikowski. Fantastic. Quadruple A from a long field goal distance. I don't think that the Oakland Raiders are going to have any problem scoring any team or any goals or touchdowns here. All right, guys, we'll see you guys next time in the bleachers. Thanks a lot, guys.